1. Okay. Three, two, one. Okay. Okay. Three, two, one. Okay.
Hello everybody. Before we get started, as always, I want to give a shout out to the lovely music we've been listening to during pre-stream here. This is Dreamer by Declan DP. You can find the information in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Thank you to Declan and everybody like them who makes other free-to-use or low-cost assets for us streamers. We can have better streams. Thank you very much. Hacha! Hello, it is I, Deuscain, your variety-type streamer for the night. And tonight, we have nothing planned. We're just going to hang out and chat. So, yeah, it is Tuesday, which means it is Steam update night, and fucking nothing works. Unfortunately. But, that's fine. Steam's always like that on Tuesdays. It's kind of why I'm debating getting away from Tuesdays as a streaming night, because while chatting good, I like the game. I like the game and the zooms and the fun game time. So, having an additional night in which I do not play the game, but instead do the talky talk, but we'll see. I also put my camera in a different spot tonight, so we're going to see how this works. It's already honestly kind of looking a lot better on my end, but we'll see. But yeah, hope you're all having a wonderful Tuesday night. I finally got to celebrate Taco Tuesday in style. I made some tacos tonight. Plain old white guy American tacos. Just ground beef and seasoning with cheese on top. I'm a classy bitch. Oh, man. But no, it was good. It was tasty. It was nice to have something like that for, first time in a while, because I usually have like leftovers on Tuesday night. So like actually like cooking something before stream was a bit different from what I'm used to. So, but the late nights continue, and I remain a sleepy boy. But yeah, so we'll just hang out and chat a little bit tonight. Let's see what's topics. So, for those who've been hanging out for the last few months, would have noticed we have not done a planning and adulting stream yet this month, and we probably aren't going to. I've really kind of dialed back a lot of my activities in that regard because I just noticed, like, for the past several months, I'm just not tracking a damn thing. And I've kind of got a halfway decent idea why. When I was very young, when I was a wee lad, I was diagnosed, officially diagnosed in a clinical sense, with ADD, the precursor of ADHD that is out and about as today. And did not get medicated for it, never been on medication for it. Usually can manage it fine. I think that's been giving me a really hard time the last few months because I've had, especially since like the new job starting, like that's the part that really seems to have messed me up, is new job is a lot of stress, both trying to perform well myself, but also like the place is a bit of a mess and like things don't always make sense. Like I had a, like my day job is doing IT tech support. And I was tweeting about this today, so I don't mind mentioning it. I got a ticket that came across my desk. It was assigned to me yesterday. And when you read the description of what somebody's reporting, it boils down to, I'm frustrated I have to sign into websites all the time. Please let my computer save my information so I don't have to sign in again. Which is not allowed in our environment. We do stuff... we do stuff that's serious enough that our security is pretty tight. Including, literally, our web browsers will clear out their cache when you sign out of the computer. Like, it is non-negotiable. It fries everything. So if your computer crashes and you turn it back on, you have no history in your web browser to recover anything. It's just all gone. And it's by design that way. So for somebody to be like, but it's inconvenient to have to sign into stuff. One, chaps my ass. And two, I'm just like, what? No, absolutely not. I'm not gonna turn off security policy for a reason like that. That's insane. But there was something else in the descriptions that made it sound like they sent it to my team because they thought we could do something about that. And I'm still kind of learning the ropes a bit of like what our job does. So I'm like, you know what, let me talk to a few people. Let me find out if there's like a thing that we're allowed to do. I don't think so. And my instinct is to not allow this at all. But you know what, I could ask. Well, it came up in, well, and then today happened. And I got a message in the morning from the customer basically saying, nobody's gotten back to me yet. Oh no, I need help with this so much. And I'm like, what do you need help with? It's what, lady? What? And like she starts talking about a completely different issue, which I'm like really confused at this point. So I start poking around, talking to other people again, because I really didn't get an answer yesterday. And had a meeting with my department. They asked me directly, like, so what was up with that one? I'm like, well, didn't you read my ticket? You know what? I'll just explain it. Sounds like she's asking you to do this, and everybody just starts laughing and going, no, we're not going to give her that. I'm like, okay, that's my answer then. I'll talk to her later. And I did. I found out whoever wrote the ticket up initially had done an absolutely terrible job. She wasn't having issues where, like, she was complaining about having to log in every day. She does a terrible job of explaining what her issue is. Because she'll just go off on random tangents sometimes about shit that doesn't matter. Because I did talk to her today. But broad strokes, she has like standard operating procedures for her department that she has to access on a fairly regular basis. She's trying to make sure she does her job right. And those are saved and shared on a SharePoint website. She logs into the website. She goes to click the file. She can get to the file. She can log into the site. She can get to the file. She goes to access the file. It opens up in like Word, and she gets an error message saying you don't have rights to view this file. That's what she needed help with. That's all she needed help with. Everything else was this lady just basically talking in such circles that she confused the hell out of the first batch of people that tried to help her. And apparently this issue's been going on for like 9 months. And they've just been like, well, here's a Band-Aid fix. We'll just keep doing this. And then whenever her computer gets like a major update, it fries whatever fix they did. And she's back at this again. She's like, I can't get access to this, and it's super important. It's, ma'am, save a copy. Just download a copy. I swear to God, lady. But no, I more or less figured like, okay, if she's getting a permissions error, it's a permissions ticket. I'm gonna send it over to this team that usually handles that kind of stuff. So, you know, we'll do that. So, she's dealt with and she's helped, but it's like, it's stuff like that that just is exhausting for me. It's so tiring because, like, straight up, like, you get that and you like look at it and you read it once and you're like, that can't be right. And then you like walk away, you come back, you look at it again, and you're like, no, that can't be right. There's no way that's right. And you do it again, like you do that several times. And eventually you just kind of have to acknowledge, no, what I'm reading is accurate and correct. Oh God, oh God, oh God, it's accurate and correct. So then you have to deal with that and the emotional consequences therein. So, so yeah, it's a whole thing, and it's that happens to me too often. And the reason why we got on this topic was again because, why am I struggling at work? Oh, it might be my poor ADHD, because, boy oh boy, squirrel brain ADHD does not handle stress well, and it just goes in a billion directions rather than actually dealing with the problem at hand. I actually saw a video fairly recently by, I think it was Jaden Animation, where she was talking about her experiences with ADD, or ADHD, because I'm used to calling it ADD. And like, she's like, what do you mean it didn't take me 6 hours to clean my room? And I'm like, oh, that's probably why I'm having so much trouble with chores lately. And just, it's me spending 6 months looking for work to finally get a job, to get in there and have a place that's a bit of a mess. I love them. They're nice people. Place is a bit of a mess, and it's a bit of a wreck, and it's definitely a fixer-upper, like, not company, that's not entirely correct, but like, they have a lot of bad habits that we're trying to break as like IT professionals. We're like, no, don't do that. Don't put in a request to have us turn off security procedures because you find them inconvenient. Like, that is a thing I could believe that this person actually wanted to do. What was nice is like when I explained it to her, she was very much just like, oh God, no, I don't want you to do that. Why did they ask that? I'm like, oh my God, thank you. You're so based, ma'am. You are so based. But no, so she was very, very like understanding of like, we can't do that. So, but when you get something in like this that is incredibly believable, I'm now like trying, like I'm doing that anxiety brain thing of trying to parse all the probabilities of like, okay, what if the ticket's filed incorrectly? What if the ticket's written incorrectly? What if the ticket's written perfectly accurately? And what does this lady want? And this is what this lady actually wants, and she knows what she's talking about. And despite being in this profession for many years, there's still that underlying worry sometimes of like, what if they actually know what they're asking for and I tell them, no, you can't have this? And they're like, oh, well, let me just go talk to the president. We'll see what they have to say about it. Because like, brain does those things and it's not quiet about any of it. And all of it sucks. So I actually have a counselor I see on a regular basis. So I think next session I am going to have a conversation with him about, I think this childhood thing of mine might have gotten to the point where it is becoming a bit unmanageable, and I might need to take some happy blue pills. Wait, are they blue pills? Is that all blue? First image that comes up is orange pills. Oh, some of them are blue. Anyway, might have to medicate a little bit, which is a bit of a worrying thing for me. But, I don't know. It's... Let me actually change the tag. ADHD streamer will update that. Like, it's a bit of a worrying thing for me because it's just a big change, but at the same time, like, I'm fairly certain it's going to be a positive change for me. Like, being able to focus properly will be a life's changer, because, like, there are just times where my inability to focus costs me so much productivity. And, you know, you want to look good to the place you want to, like, employ you long term, because, like, I'm not exactly in a probationary period now. They don't really do that, but, like, they hire us on as contractors, and only once we've been there a while as contractors do they, like, open up and fill, like, full-time positions and hire us on that way. So that's actually supposed to happen like August. About to play a game, popping in to say have a wonderful stream. Thank you, Ravi. Hope you have fun with your game. Which one are you playing? Out of curiosity. 1999 Titanic. Is that the one? No. Yeah, Ravi here bought me a Titanic game. He bought me Titanic Adventure Out of Time recently, and I'm like, wait, is that the one you bought me? Oh, you are playing that exact game. Okay. So, yes, I have not tried it yet. I need to actually, like, go through the games that you got me and, like, add them to a folder so I don't lose track of them. But I am appreciative, Robbie. That's very sweet of you to shower me with nice gifts. Thank you so much. Yeah. But, gonna have nostalgia. Nice. You enjoy your nostalgia, and you have a good rest of your Tuesday night, Robbie. Hope there are tacos in your future. If not tonight, then sometime in the near future. Happy Taco Tuesday. Happy Titanic Taco Tuesday. It was one of your favorites growing up, and you and your sister played it a lot. Oh, that's sweet. I love that. Nice, Ravi. That's great. Yeah. You enjoy that nostalgia. Get your sister on Discord. Have her watch you play along too. Recreate childhood. Do it. It works even better if your sister's not tech savvy and doesn't know how to Discord. That makes it even better. But yeah. You have a great night, man. But anyway, so yeah, for me, I'm gonna try and get myself medicated a wee bit, see if that improves life, because life has been a mess since new job, because it was 6 months of unemployment, looking for work and having a hard time of it. Like, I had a near miss like 2 months in, and like down to the last interview, and did not get it. And then I had like fucking nothing for like 3 months straight, and that was just heartbreaking. And then got the job, showed up, and it was like the place is not organized at all. And like there were times within the first like month or two when I'm like, do I want to quit? I think I want to quit. I might quit this. But I will say, one of the most convoluted organizations I've ever worked for, like ever. But some of the nicest people I've ever worked with. I feel like I've said that before. I might have said that before. But yeah, they're very nice people. And like if I have a problem, if I need help, I can talk to them and they're fine. It's just it's getting over like the last place I left. It's adjusting to the culture there. So takes time. But yeah, after at this point more than 6 months of like struggle busing through this job, I'm like, okay, job's not going as well as I want it to, and life's not going as well as I want it to. Let's focus on getting some brain medication to make things a wee bit better. So yeah, that's my up and coming existential crisis of the week. But aside from that, I don't have anything too crazy going on. I keep having a couple games like I want to revisit and play that are unfortunately games I can't play on Twitch. Wildly can't play these on Twitch. But yeah, got them a while ago. One, I think they're both visual novels as the genre, but one I had played a long time ago, and it was in like early access, and it wasn't done being developed. And I got to like, what did I do? I did all that they had out at the time, and then they released a new chapter, and then I did that chapter, and it was a cliffhanger right before the final chapter. And then they released the final chapter, and I went to go play it again, and I realized they didn't have cloud save, and I would have to start the game all over again. Which, not a bad game. Very good game. But that kind of took a lot of the, like, oh man, this went from being like 2 hours of my time to 8 hours of my time. And it has not gone back up the list since then. So, unfortunately. Let's see if I can tweak this a little bit. I might need to get a slightly taller desk tripod because I want this just a little bit higher. Because it looks like I'm looking up a bit because it's not even with my eyes. I mean, I always could just put my chair down. I mean, that functionally solves it, but I feel... I don't know. I'm a little bit shorter than the average height in the US, but I don't know. This feels weird sitting in a hole. Oh, man. But... So, like, I've got two visual novels I kind of want to dig into. I've got another one that's like a time management sim that I've played a bunch. Like, it's one of my most played games on Steam. But, yeah, I haven't touched it in ages. And I'm like, I kind of want to get back to this. I know they put new content out for it all the time. Oh. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to some me time when I have some me time. But let's see, what else am I doing these days? I am working on some more shorts and clips. I actually did a whole bunch of highlights this weekend from a bunch of streams. What did I do? Ooh, a Toxel. So I have a couple more. Yeah, it looks like I have a couple from Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood that I could like download and upload. But I don't know about that. And then I did like 4 of them that are the perfect length for a like short, which is super important these days. So yeah, that's some good length there. I don't mind doing like longer clips. Like, people do long clip compilations on YouTube. I see it, but unfortunately, like, apparently shorts are the way to grow. So I need to do some like original content or something, like, because I'm just kind of doing things off of what I talk about. I need to either like find like roleplay or audio scripts or something and read those, or make my own. Probably not with this model. This model's a wee bit cute. Like, I could do things like, hey honey, I just got back from getting the groceries. They didn't have that celery you liked though, so I'm gonna stop by the farmer's market tomorrow morning and pick you up some. I'm gonna stop by at home later then and drop it off at lunchtime. But you know what? They had that peanut butter you like so much, the one that's always sold out. I got one, and I got one of the big ones. Happy anniversary, honey. like something like that. It's just something goofy and silly, and it's gonna be a thing. But yeah, that'd be something fun to do with this model. But otherwise, Amelia Ava too. Thank you so much. Hey, what's up? That reminds me, I also have to thank It's Bear VT and VT Dario for the follows a couple days ago. Thank you for those as well. But we're doing all right, Amelia. Just chatting a wee bit here, talking about various ideas for content coming up, and lamenting that while I love my model and it is very cute, I can't do like serious content with it. I can't be like serious drama role play. So it'd be like, hi, I'm here to read your grocery list to you. Like just silly stuff like that. So, but that's great. I mean, I'll be honest, there are VTubers I would listen to them read the phone book, because they'd make it fun somehow. One of my favorite VTubers, possibly my actual Oshi, because you can have several Oshis, but you can only have like what, one Kami Oshi? Is that the right terminology? I think that's the right terminology. But one of my VTuber Oshis, streamer by the name of Vividly VV, Vividly ASMR, she actually did a stream at the beginning of the year where she was playing like a clicker game. Like literally you just tap the space bar. That's all you do. Because there's an achievement for tapping the space bar 500,000 times. And she wanted to get that without cheating. And she had been working on it once before and accidentally tapped the escape key on her keyboard, which closed the game and lost all of her progress. And that woman sat down for 4 days, kept the game running the whole time, and clicked 500,000 times just on her keyboard. Do you like this game? No, I would not play that game at all. I would not play the keyboard clicker game. So, I would play virtually anything else. But Vivi made it fun. Vivi made it fun. It had her like going into work and chatting with us and kind of like a water cooler moment. It was fun. There are, for all the people talk about like designs for VTubers and like branding and things like that, like what makes somebody a good VTuber really is knowing how to play an audience. Really just knowing how to be entertaining and talk to people. And that's a big part of why I do these Tuesday night streams. I'm not great at them, but I'm trying to get better at just talking to people and just hanging out and finding things to talk about, because otherwise I'm not gonna grow as a person or as a content creator, and both are important. So yeah. Oh. But speaking of games, I still have to actually sit through like the summer Game Fest like announcements and stuff. Can I play that on stream? I have no idea if I can play that on stream or not. If you don't like this game, so you should leave this game. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Summer Games Fest 2024, everything announced. Oh, here we go. So what do they have? Lego Horizon Adventures is coming to PlayStation 5. Okay. Quidditch Champions. Don't care. No More Room in Hell. Early access arrives on Halloween. Meh. Star Wars Outlaws. Don't care. Civilization 7 coming to consoles in 2025. That's not bad. Dragon Ball Z game, Batman Arkham game, Street Fighter 6 is getting a Fatal Fury crossover. Good for them. Crystal Theater of Idols, Fear the Spotlight, and more. The people who made Friday Nights at Freddy's. There's a Power Rangers game coming out. That's interesting. Mecha Break sets beta test date for this August. Another mecha game would be good. Honestly, I caught a little bit of the mecha bug with Armored Core 6 this past year. Like, that was a good game. First Descendant, Nexon's free-to-play sci-fi looter shooter. Alan Wake 2 DLC. Congrats to everybody that wants that. Skate gameplay. Oh, the Skate franchise. Oh, is that the one that had like the weird like, yeah, it was like a weird commercial thing with a bunch of people in like costumes. Was that one? Valorant coming to consoles. Among Us animated series. Dune Awakening. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Slitherhead. Silent Hill creator Kenichi Toriyama revealed a trailer for his new twisted creation Slitherhead. Oh, there's gonna be people really happy about that. But it's coming out in November? Man, if they could get that out a month earlier, that'd probably be so much better. Delta Force, Killer Bean Early Access. Wonder Stop. Trailer reveals cozy game with the dark seaweed. Oh yeah, I hear people talking about that. Do I stream daily? No, I don't. I usually do. Currently, I'm doing Tuesday nights Eastern Time, Eastern US, and I do Saturday and Sunday middle of the day. I do like a just chatting type of stream usually on Tuesdays, and on the weekends I do gaming. You can actually find my schedule on Twitter. So, do I have that as a command? I don't have Twitter. So, socials link. There you go. Find links to all my social media accounts in there, with all the cool stuff I do, including my YouTube, where I have content and things that I've done previously. But Wander Stop, okay. New World Eternum. Meh. Pow World Update, don't care. Monster Hunter Wilds was the big one. Kinisugami Path of the Goddess, Nav's July release date on PCs and consoles. Yeah, what is this one about? Yeah, what is Path of the Goddess? I'm not gonna call it by the bigger name. Oh, nice. Steam is back up and running again. Here it is. What does Steam have to say? A new tale of the Kami awaits. Kimitsugami Path of the Goddess is a unique Japanese-inspired single-player Kagura action strategy game. Action strategy tower defense? How's my streaming going so far? Not too bad. A little quiet tonight, but it's a Tuesday. Yes. Phantom Blade Zero trailer reveals breakneck action. I feel like I've heard of Phantom Blade. Is that a Metal Gear Solid game? I'm trying to remember. But yes, tower defense game is not what I was looking forward to. And whatever Phantom Blade Zero is not yet on Steam. But yeah, a couple of interesting games. They actually didn't. They missed a few things there because I know I saw other games. I had a little hiccup there for a minute. Looks like I'm back. Am I back to everybody? Model's very nice. Did I make it myself? No, I actually commissioned this from somebody. So, yeah. Yeah, This article is actually not complete. Because I know for a fact there's other things that were on here. Summer Game Fest. They have just like there's the Game Awards. As I don't want to watch the Game Awards. I want to see your talk about Game Fest. Dragon Age, Perfect Dark. Yeah. No, I am not seeing any useful information there, so I'm probably gonna have to go digging for it, or just watch the ones, because they had like what? They had the Summer Game Fest, and then they had the Xbox one, and then they just had Nintendo Direct today, I thought, or yesterday, and they're having a PlayStation one too. So, yeah. Too many new games. Too many new games and not enough time. I'm genuinely curious when Monster Hunter is going to be coming out next year, because like because they announced it last year, I think. And I did predict like we were going to get some information around the summertime about more Monster Hunter news. And it's coming out next year, but it's one of those, like, is it going to be early 2025 or like late 2025? Or is it in the summer? Like, are we going to get like a May release of Monster Hunter Wilds? Because it might be. It might be like a May release, or it could be like a January or February release. It's hard to say, because they did Iceborne in like February. Or not February, January. Like, they did like the first week in January. So, yeah, we might get some good info with that. I'm not 100% sold on Monster Hunter Wilds yet. Like, it seems interesting, but it's doing that thing that Monster Hunter does, where it looks like they're leaning heavily into a mechanic, which in this case appears to be like the herds of monsters. And I'm a little worried how much they're going to lean into that. Because if they lean into it too hard, like, every single hunt is going to require you to just find a monster, break it off from the pack, and kill it. And what works as a neat concept in one hunt, it's a good question of whether that same thing's going to still be charming when you have to do it 300 times. Because it takes a while to, like, farm up everything you need in Monster Hunter. And yeah. I'm not convinced with this one. So you're an artist that makes streaming assets and stuff. I suppose you also read my rules, in which I explicitly told people not to advertise. So I am going to, unfortunately, have to give you the yeet. Oh, wow, Sizzlepede. Yeah. You comes with the upsell, you gets the up yell. Oh, Summer Game Fest is its own thing. With its own .com. Okay, that explains why I'm not seeing shit elsewhere. Live June 7th. What do we got? Look at what's next in games. Indie games. Dev Showcase. Women-led studios. So this is basically done. Oh, there was the Xbox Showcase, the PC Gaming Show. Ubisoft Forward was yesterday. When was Nintendo Direct? Damn, I didn't catch the Sizzlepede. When's Nintendo Direct, anyways? When is? Next week or the week after is what they're guessing. Yeah, I mean, we're probably coming pretty close to the point where we're going to get a Switch 2, which, honestly, I think it's just going to be a beefier Switch. Like, I don't think they're going to try and change up anything that they've done or designed for it, because there's no point. Like, people just love the Switch. I think it's going to be a more powerful Switch. Maybe with some VR components, I could see them like trying that. Maybe they'll have VR peripherals for those who want it, because they kind of have a little bit with that. Because like the Joy-Cons kind of functioned a little bit that way, and they were kind of doing a little bit of that with the Wii. You can kind of do a little bit of that with the Switch. I could see them kind of like trying to like break into the VR space with the Switch too. I'm gonna make a clip of this, and we're gonna see if I'm right. We're gonna see if I'm right, and if Nintendo actually makes the announcement, which today is June the 11th, 2024. So Nintendo, you gonna break into the VR space with Switch 2? Let's find out. Nintendo Direct. It will not happen June 10th through 14th. So it's definitely not going to happen this week. Okay. What's the PlayStation one called? PlayStation Showcase, June 2024.
Yes.
Future Games Showcase. State of Play? Next State of Play will air Thursday the 30th of May. So it's done already? I guess it's done. And they this is a fun thing to read on the PlayStation blog. Regarding co-streaming and video on-demand VOD, please note that this broadcast may include copyrighted content, example, licensed music, that PlayStation does not control. We welcome and celebrate our amazing co-streamers and creators, but licensing agreements outside of our control could interfere with co-streams and VOD archives of this broadcast. If you're planning to save this broadcast as a VOD, to recap videos, or to repost clips and segments from the show, we revise omitting any copyrighted music. So, it is what it is. Copyright's a little bit crazy sometimes, but yeah. I don't know. I've heard a couple of good things about games coming out soon. Actually, is it Sunday? I think it's this Sunday. We're gonna be playing Tavern Talk, which is a game that's gonna be coming out in about a week on the 20th. So that's gonna be a good game. And they also have the DLC to A Little to the Left coming out on June 25th. So that's gonna happen too, and I'm looking forward to that.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
I'm Mr. Simon. I will hydrate some. Thank you for that. Yeah, so those who enjoyed me losing my absolute shit on the Little to the Left DLC 1, apparently there's going to be another one coming out in a couple weeks. So you're going to get to watch me go slightly mad with that. Which I guess that's going to be a Tuesday? Is that a Tuesday? Oh god, the 25th is a Tuesday. Well, fuck. I guess I know what I'm playing that Tuesday night. So that'll be then, and then the 20th is a Thursday, so I could slot Tavern Talk into as early as next weekend if I really wanted to. And then the only other things I have on my list are September games. But there's a bunch of other stuff. Ooh. Actually got a release date for this one here. September 13th for Demon School. Turn-based isometric RPG tactics game. It's nice.
Yes.
I was looking through my Steam wish list, and how many is it? The first 13 games are all coming soon. What's funny is I moved some of the worst ones out of the top section because I don't have like things like Hollow Knight there anymore. Because, not Hollow Knight, Silksong there anymore because Silksong's not going to be coming for a while. But yeah, Hollow Knight, Silksong, and Nirvana, Cyberpunk Bartender Action. And Witchbrook. Poor Witchbrook. I have no idea when you're coming. But yeah, so there's some games coming up. I think this year was never going to hold a candle to last year in terms of quality games. Just because last year we got a Zelda, we got a Street Fighter, we got a Final Fantasy. Like, we got a bunch of good stuff. Like this year we are getting an Elden Ring DLC. And we did get a good co-op looter shooter. Not even a looter shooter, just a co-op shooter. With Helldivers earlier in the year. Pal World was its own weird thing. Which is just an example of like, people really want a good Pokemon game. And there are absolutely people who want a dark Pokemon game, which they're never gonna make. Like, it's like, I know there's a space for it. There's a space for us wanting to have cute, adorable animals that we viciously murder. They're never gonna officially make it. Which, yeah, makes sense. I agree with them. Like, they're trying to sell their product to elementary schoolers, and all of us who used to be elementary schoolers and play those games are now like 20s and 30s, and we're like, but give us that Soulsborne Pokemon game, you cowards, you. And they're just like, no. But yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's not ever gonna happen. It'll be a fan game that, if we're lucky, doesn't get shut down immediately. But, you know, what else we got? Actually, gonna have a little bit more water. Strangely very zen and chill tonight. I'm very zen and chill, and my phone goes, "Oh really, motherfucker? Beep beep." Come on, phone. Why you gotta do me dirty like this? No, I'm actually mildly curious. What was that friggin'? It's a new Talon telling him. I'm looking at the notifications, they have the timestamp on them. And for a moment I thought, I'm like, it was the weather forecast, wasn't it? They beeped in for the weather. And no, they didn't. They did it for telling him. So, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I'm kind of figuring out like what I want to do gaming for a little while, because I part of the reason why I'm a variety streamer is because I don't have a consistent type of game that I like. I will hyper focus on something like Lies of P, and then all of a sudden one day I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this, and I'll just move on with my life and virtually forget it exists. And I'll do the same with like a Monster Hunter game where like it's important until that one day when it pushes me a little bit too hard, too far, and I'm like, I don't want this ever again, and it's gone. So like I went through a time recently where I was like, I kind of want a longer game. I want like a JRPG style something to play. You know, something I'm not gonna finish in like 1 to 2 streams. And now I'm like kind of like feeling like visual novels or something story based, like something where I can do like voice work and like have a little fun with that. Because I do miss like the times of like playing like Coffee Talk and Ambition, A Minute, and Power. Like I kind of want to do games a bit like that, and dabble with the voicey work. But I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I do need to wake up a little bit. Which weird. I don't know why I'm so actually, no, I take that back. I know why I'm so yawning tired. Because I've been up till 11 o'clock the last 3 nights in a row. 4 nights in a row. My dumbass needs to get some sleep is why I'm so tired. But it's not my fault that like my ADHD, actually it is my fault, but it's not my fault that my ADHD is like, hey, who's ready to party? And I'm like, but it's time to go to bed. Brain's like, did I hear party time? Let's find a new hyperfixation right now. But it's 10 o'clock and we need to go to bed. Hyperfixation time. It's just, my God, it is absolutely bad sometimes. But at least I found some cool things to do. I was rereading a manga recently. Nue's Exorcist. It's the Shonen Jump one. Kind of fun. The artist has some good arts. The creator has a good art style, which is what I wanted to say. So it's pretty good. But I don't know how long it's gonna last. I get the impression, like, because you can tell with some manga, like there is a definitive like end of story arc. Like one that I read was We'll Never Learn, which is a story about like a guy going to high school, hoping to get like a scholarship from them for college because he came from a poor family and he wants to take a lot of the strain and stress off of his family. And they're like, we're gonna give it to you on one condition. Here's these 2 pretty girls. One of them's amazing at math. One of them's amazing in English. Neither of them wants to focus on their strong suits. Each one wants to go focus on the thing that they really suck at. And essentially, yeah, he has to tutor the math person in humanities and the humanities major in math. And it does not, it's a rom-com and it's great. But like there's a definitive end of that story, which is they're in high school. They're going to graduate high school and he will have succeeded or not. So like there's a definitive end of story there. Something like One Piece has no definitive end of story. Like One Piece is kind of getting to that point now where like they're kind of giving us the vague impression of an end game. But broadly speaking, One Piece has no end game. Like the end game is the adventure. It's the trip. Like there are sub goals along the way, but like we're rapidly running out of people to like escalate the conflict to, because it's kind of like how you can measure. Like you can measure by the escalation of who you're fighting. And yeah, like Luffy's at a point where he's taking on some of the strongest people in his world and he's holding his own, if not driving them back. And he can't handle them necessarily en masse or all at once, but he can do pretty damn well for himself. And he's at least able to survive them, whereas, you know, a year or 2 earlier in the timeline, they would have just killed him. Oh, hey, an ad break. But yeah, Nue's Exorcist, like, it has a description of like what's going on with that, where there are 6 super powerful spirits called the, I think it's the Hue. I might be remembering that wrong.
Yes.
But these super powerful spirits, of which Nue is one of them. And they're going to wake up and they're basically going to throw the country into turmoil after they are released from their 1,000-year-long seal. And Nue is the last one that's going to be released. And she formed a contract with a human being because she's like, I like humanity. I want you to live. So we're going to kill all the other ones. And you're going to help. And that's the goal. The goal is get strong enough to help Nue kill these other supernatural powerhouses. And then save humanity. Because we're not going to survive otherwise. And they even said in the story, like, one of the other Hyo is about to awaken very, very soon. Like, it within like 2 months of the storyline. Is it Hyo? Yes, 6 Hyo, terrible spirits feared in ancient Japan. And the Nue is an ancient spirit. Like, it is a powerful ancient Japanese spirit. Like, it's in their mythology and their lore. There is a question of, like, what the other spirits are? But we don't really have a great understanding of like what they are and what they could be. And I've already run into like I think there's like a Karasu Tenge. It's a Crow Tengu. So yeah, so like we already have a Tengu. I would be surprised if there wasn't one that wasn't like a centipede. I think that would be a cool feature and ability. But like Nue is she does show like the hint of her true form as like a giant bird creature almost, and it's interesting. But yeah, there's a question of like, well, what are the other ones? Because it's almost certainly going to be like an Oni. There's almost certainly going to be a centipede or something like that. Like, these are tremendously powerful creatures. Oh. Yeah. And I have a page for the Hyo themselves. It's just spirits. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. And a Hyo. But yeah, it's an interesting story. And I like it a lot, but I was rereading that earlier this week and kind of got to see a few bits and pieces of it. And there's actually like interesting storylines. They kind of like mentioned bits and pieces here and there that I didn't realize like what was going on, because they mentioned something in one of the later chapters about some great conflict between spirits that happened 60 years earlier. And I didn't realize it until like I'd reread it, that at one point at the beginning, Nue says, "You're the first person to find my sealed chamber room in 60 years. So Nue is related to whatever the hell that was, which is probably really cool and neat, and it's probably its own arc all by itself. But again, talking about like progression of opponents, like they have spirit ranks, where they have like regular level 1 spirits that just basically anybody can deal with. And when enough of those congregate, they can fuse and trigger an evolution to a level 2 spirit. But usually they stop there. Eventually they can transition. A couple of them that are mutations can transition to a level 3 spirit, and is much stronger, is much more dangerous, and is somehow able to transition to a level 4 spirit, which is tremendously powerful. but the Hyo, like what Niue is considered a level 5. And basically, like, anybody can take level 1s, level 2s, high-ranking exorcists can take them down by themselves, whereas like smaller groups of exorcists or weaker exorcists would need assistance. Level 3s, they specifically say like this requires either like a captain class person to take on, or several high-ranking people need to work together to take it down. And then for level 4s, almost certainly require like a captain class or possibly even several captain class. And Niue and the other Hyo almost certainly are going to require like every captain class to take on. Which is going to get very interesting once they like start fighting these creatures and they start losing people, because that'll be an interesting decision for the plot of like, are they going to kill anybody off? But yeah, it is a very, very fun story, and I like it a lot. Let's see, what else is going on now? Well, I also got that nice piece of art back, which if you saw in my Discord, which I will share that link here. Discord link. I showed a preview of it in Discord before it went up on Twitter on Sunday, but the new commission art that I got for Yes, Your Grace. So the picture of me with the crown and the sword. That'll be really, really good to have. So really happy with how that one turned out. I will definitely consider that artist for any future commission projects, because they did amazing work. Also, it's really nice to be able to like go to somebody and be like, okay, here's my character reference. Here's my pose reference. Not only do I want that pose, but I also want it from like a certain angle. So this is the angle reference. Also, like, here's, like those kinds of things, like just fucking anything you would want or need. And I'm just like, okay, here's all of my references. And some of them must be just like, you're an angel. You're an angel and you gave me everything. Because it is hard to make something for somebody who doesn't really know what they want, but they know what they don't want, and it's a whole thing. So it's challenging. But I did put in also the commission for 3rd gen model redesign. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that once I get it in, because I'm gonna get it as probably a Photoshop PSD or something like that, and then yeah, I wonder if there's a plugin that gets that allows Photoshop files to work in Clip Studio Paint. I should look that up. Oh, you can import it. With the layers intact. That's nice. It's very cool. But yeah. So I've got a couple things there. I have them sitting here to remind me to like look at them. I have a few like art commissions I'm kind of eyeing up, people to like reach out to and do stuff with. And one for an update to stream, because I don't really like this like goal section that I have up here. I wanna tweak that and change it up a little bit. So I might be redoing that and commissioning somebody for something for that. I should have a person in mind. I just have to actually do it. But there's a few people here with like art that I'm like, okay, I like the art. I like the art a lot. Need to actually grow a backbone and message people about making the art. How's my budget doing this month? Not great. Well, we're halfway through the month, and I still have half of my money. Small blessing that it is. Mostly the food budget's the one that's taken a hit, because I think I did a big grocery order like right at the first of the budget month, and then I've had 2 weekends since then where I've had to do other grocery orders. I should probably avoid eating out a whole bunch. And definitely avoid ordering in anything for a little while, because that was kind of my big problem for a few months. I was just ordering in all the time, and bad idea. Occasionally it's fine, but like when I'm doing it every weekend, like that's not a thing I can really afford or continue justifying. So, change it up. So yeah, and once the Gen 3 model design is done, I have to find somebody to actually commission and do the live 2D for it, and then I have to find and commission a rigger. So, looking forward to that. Kind of, sort of. I'm not looking forward to paying for that. Paying for that's going to be a pain in the ass, because it's going to be expensive. But I'm looking forward to, like, going in that direction and getting anything up. I'm finally getting some ideas for like a VTuber, like, overall design coming together, and yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be pretty good. I like the idea I have that I'm going with Gen 3, and it's not gonna be a huge redesign. It's still gonna basically be me. Like, the model's never really gonna change and stop being me, because like that was sort of the point of it. But you know, I can fiddle with things. I can emphasize here or de-emphasize there and have a little bit of fun with it. Oh boy. The ADHD is bad today. Lack of sleep makes it so much worse, and having like 4 nights in a row or 5 nights in a row of just not enough sleep. It's just like me turning my head and looking at my arm and going, oh wait, no. The squirrel brain did it again. And I'm just staring at my arm. Ugh. But yeah, so I could do maybe another commission or 2 this month if I really wanted to, or I could save some time and money and commission something next month, because that's kind of the thing. Like, I really need to learn to pace myself, and I am not good at pacing myself when it comes to like art or commissions. Like, I want to do all the things all at once, and I don't want to have to be patient about anything. And I need to relearn that. I desperately need to relearn that, because I can't keep justifying like overspending. I've had way too many months where I just did not do that. And hopefully things will get better once the job situation changes later this summer, because they're hopefully going to hire us on from contractors to full-time associates, and that will make a hopefully financial difference. So yeah, that'll be an improvement. But still gotta deal with that. Still gotta deal with it for another month or 2. Actually, at this point, yeah, it's like 2.5 months until definitively I either have a very good time or a really, really, really bad time. But they seem to like me. Like, they've consistently told me to my face that they really like me. Actually reminded me of so I do use telenym. If you're on Twitter, you see me answering telonyms all the time. And somebody asked me, like, what's one of your fears these days? And I'm like, I'm genuinely worried about this job thing. Like, this is a big concern for me. Both that I'm somehow going to just fuck up and they're going to be like, oh, he's not worth keeping. Or they're going to look at me and I'm like, and they're just going to like see all of the negative things I see about myself too, and I'm like, and they're just going to validate my imposter syndrome. And they've given me no indication that this is exactly what is going to happen. Like, if anything, they've given me nothing but evidence to the contrary. Frequently. Even when I ask, like, when I ask and, like, bring it up, they're like, no, you're great. We love you. Why are you so nervous about this? I'm like, I don't know.
Yes.
So, but imposter syndrome is just a son of a bitch, because it's just like, no, you're just very good at lying to them. You're so good at masking. The only thing you're good at is masking. And I'm just like, you're so right, imposter syndrome. We are just a failure. Like, it's just, and it's bullshit, and I understand logically that it's bullshit, but emotionally, I'm just in the corner like, but what if he's right? So yeah, like that is going to be a huge weight off my shoulders when it happens. And between that getting taken care of, and me hopefully getting on medication, and me being further along with, like, with the VTuber model and that kind of stuff, I am so fucking looking forward to things. It's we're gonna be cooking, chat. We're gonna be cooking, and it's gonna be great. So keep your eyes peeled. Great things coming. But cracking my back. Yeah, in terms of, like, what I would want to, like, have redesigned here for stream, like, I know I want that, like, follower goal section to be redesigned. Other than that, like, the current design scheme isn't bad, and I mostly want to keep it. So, like, I'm not super into, like, redoing all of my overlays, but, like, I would kind of like a different just chatting one of, like, focused on, like, what my new design concept's going to be. And I still don't know quite what I wanted. Like, I had an idea of what I wanted it to be at one point, and now I'm like, oh, but what if we change that? What if we changed it and made it a little bit different? And you know, instead of the thing I thought, you know, change it up. So, yeah. It's nice to have ideas come together and be like, no, this is how it's gonna work, and this is how it's gonna function. And I'm like, oh, you're so right, brain. We got this. So, yeah. But aside from that, what else am I doing? I think that's most of the major things. The streaming, yeah, I would want to change up the goals listing. I would want to change up the background, obviously changing up the model, getting some more art done. I don't know what I would do for more art, because I kind of have, like, a good set of art now of, like, I have one with me with T, I've got one with me with the crown and the sword, I have another one with a sword by an artist whose name I won't mention because I don't like them very much anymore. I've got one with me in the suit that looks kind of nice. So I have, like, a bunch of good art. Honestly, I should start making, like, tags and stuff, and, like, share these things online. Cause, yeah, like, having people find tags of my own work. Maybe that'll be a fun thing to do for, like, a Tuesday stream or something. Do a stream talking about, like, tags, and, you know, stuff people can use to share. Because it'll be good. It'll be nice. Actually, that's it. I ought to write that idea down. I mean, pop into here. That is not the thing I wanted to open. I wanted to open Habitica. Yeah, I don't care about that, really. Yeah, because one thing I have had is, like, a little project sitting up in my browser toolbar is, like, redoing my user profile for Twitter. because I can kind of redo the profile section and like maybe redo a pinned tweet. So a couple things to do. So having things like tags figured out, having Oshi marks figured out, like, yeah, these are things that would be worth doing. Actually curious about something. Oh, there is one. I'm gonna write that down in a different section. Tags and Oshi marks. Need to remember to talk while I'm doing stuff. Yeah. Those might be kind of fun to do. Ah, that's what the scheduled ones are. Okay. Well, I bought up my Oshi marks tonight. That's good. Need to do some research on what other good VTuber tags are. Because I know like the people use like art tags, but I don't know what else people really use for stuff. Clips, art. Yeah, clips and art. But we'll see what else we can do. We'll also have like community tags, I guess, too. I probably should watch that Via Lore live stream again, because all of them had like specifically like, here's my 5 or 6 tags that I care about. And like I should just look at that and be like, oh, what are those 6 categories? I should pay attention. But yeah, I think they have like community tags and what they're calling their community, and they have a safe for work and a not safe for work tag, which I don't foresee needing a not safe for work tag for myself for a little while. I could be wrong. But yeah. I don't know. That'll be an interesting day when I have to commission NSFW art of my VTuber character who is also myself. Damn it. Well, now I'm thinking about it. Like, what am I going to do? Oh, my goodness. But, no. There's some nice stuff to do. But, yeah, like I said, I just need to... I need to spread my spending around over a couple of months instead of trying to be like, do it all at once and it all needs to be done this month. And no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, brain. So. Yeah. In fact, you know, like a lot of this stuff isn't going to be too relevant until Gen 3 comes live. But, yeah. Could be interesting. Could be fun. I'm thinking about things. I'm plotting. I'm scheming. I'm plot scheming. I'm screaming, chat. Oh man. Internally, it is nothing but screaming. But yeah, like what else do you need for like a VTuber debut? Like obviously like videos and things like that, and I should definitely do something along those lines. Like do like a VTuber introduction thing. I honestly ought to do something like that now because I can upload something to Twitch as like a channel trailer. I just don't know what I'm gonna do yet. That might be a good thing for my short-term to-do list. That's not... Actually, no, that's its own project. But yeah. So, things gonna be changing a little bit. I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to, like, rope my brain around doing things in the near future, because definitely, like, Habitica isn't working anymore for me. That's kind of why we're not doing those adulting streams. Like, it is a good system, but I'm at a point now where, like, that's just more busy work, and my brain can't handle busy work. My brain, if anything, if I'm being honest, my brain needs sleep. I need to get sleep and rest and stop being up super late, like doing things that damn well will wait till another day. Because that was the thing I caught myself doing either last night or Sunday, where I'm like trying to edit clips at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, I don't need to, and you're falling asleep in your chair, dummy. Just go to bed. And I did eventually, but it was late. So yeah, get a little bit more rest, take a bit more care of myself, and things will improve. Be surprisingly, it's surprising how beneficial a good night's sleep will be. But unfortunately, I burn the candle at both ends far too often. A wild stunky appears. Sure, I'll catch it. That's the little one. But thankfully, I'm not too far gone for the sleep deprivation. I've done some long-term sleep deprivation. There are times when, like, you're just sweating in a cold room levels of sleep deprivation, and I'm not there yet, but if I don't take care of myself the next, probably tonight, I'm gonna get there sooner rather than later. And I don't want to be there. It's not a fun place to be. Oh. But yeah, what else we got? Right. I think I am about out of ideas for that, but we've gone for a good like 90 minutes. I think I'm about ready to tap out. Oh. So who's around tonight to raid? Sorath is doing Cuphead. It's been a while since I've raided Sorath. Sky's doing stuff. Got Frozen Frost playing more Elden Ring. Got Mori doing some League of Legends. Lena's doing Fallout. We just raided It's Bear recently for their Donathon, which definitely, like, That is not my shout out command. Come on. Yeah, I definitely need to tap out for the night because my brain ain't being there. Oh my god, you're case sensitive. Them. They are playing Star Rail now. Come on, brain. Get it together.
Yes.
Yeah, let's give Sora out the raid. Send him some love. But thank you all for joining me. I hope you had a good night listening to my ramblings. But yeah, I'll see you again on Saturday where we will return to more Yes Your Grace. And then Sunday we're going to be starting the demo for Tavern Talk. Tavern Talk? Tavern Talk. Is it called that? I don't remember. Yes, Tavern Talk. Anyway, everybody, I will see you later. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to try and get some rest tonight. But thank you all for joining me and putting up with my silly, tired butt. I'll see you later.